Holy cows, it's hot outside, and it is August 18th today.
18th.
Dan, it is crazy to think that a summer is about to wrap up because everybody's rolling. I was looking at numbers this morning. 9,662 clean
Installed
right now. You guys are freaking killing it.
studs.
So amazing. So last week, overall company numbers was 469 installs.
Let's go. 469. Good number. Top offices, Detroit 171, killing it still. Lafayette with 120. Nashville getting pushed by the comp 45. Mobile 44. Houma 42. Baton Rouge 23. And Shreveport with 19. So competition is doing its job, which we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, it's been fun to see guys out there
Back and forth.
literally killing themselves. Dan and I were fighting with technicians on Saturday night just because they're like, we're so tired. And I was like, guys, you got to realize a lot of these reps are working hell days.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
And it's impressive to see. So hats off to you guys. That's why I didn't wear a hat today, because you are doing so well. Our last week, top 10 vets. We had Jackson Powell coming in number 1 with 11. Zachary Richardson with 9. Cole Hymas with 9. All from the same office there. Kay DeBell with 11. Ian Myers with 10. Anson Pulsifer with 10. Brian Davis with 9. Nathan Salyer with 8. Shaquila Johnson with 8. And Ian Busat with 8. So great week last week.
Lafayette showing up, showing out.
Yeah, that was a close competition there on the comp. Like I said, we'll get in the comp later, but yeah people are working.
Top 10 rookies. We got Christopher Perdomo with 7, Joseph Chatelain with 8, Austin McMahon with 7, Cameron Walsh with 7, Sean Eastside Social with 6,
Yes.
Isaac Meyer with 6, Cameron Marin with 5, Nathan Spear with 4, Kyler Moore with 5, Tyler Kemp with 5. So huge numbers still. You got to be pushing to be in that top rookie bracket.
Yeah, everybody did great on that, and congrats, Sean, on getting in there. He's only been out here for a couple weeks.
Yep.
He's in my phone as Eastside Social because he was a waiter at Eastside Social when we recruited him. So
What's funny about Sean, just backstory on that, which is just a kind of a cool story. I was recruiting guys at Eastside Social. Sean saw us come in all the time with Brad, and
average waiter.
it would have been no, he's a phenomenal waiter. He was managing that place. We always talked about him coming out. We're like, we need to recruit Sean. We need to recruit Sean. And he had a good job there. He's working. I know the owner of the place, and had a good job there. But it's just kind of cool to see him come out there so late in the game and still produce those types of numbers. And he's literally just getting started.
Yeah. No.
We always said he would be good, so it's cool to see him out there.
He'll be a slinger.
Yeah.
If payroll gets his pay right, then he'll be a real slinger. So
A real slinger.
I'm crossing my fingers for this Friday that it's going to be right for the first time in many weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. All right, let's go over the competition. We last week had some guys going back to back to back.
Huge.
I've had big offices complain to me that, the smaller offices have an advantage. I've had the smaller offices complain that it's not fair that Detroit has so many people. They can get people to sell more, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So if you're small, you're complaining about big. If you're big, you're complaining about small.
That's a problem that you're gonna have the rest of your life, though.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
Yeah. And I'm a big guy. So one thing I just want to, and I've explained this to rep after rep after rep. Ultimately, you are competing against another office, but you're also competing against yourself. For example,
More so.
yeah, if
than
I
the
sell
other office.
one every single day, so if I had a 6 a week average myself, and I'm going against Dan that has a 3 a week average, no, we'll make you cooler. We're going against Dan, he has a 10 a week average.
Ooh.
If I sell 6, he sells 10, we're tied. So ultimately, I have to be a better version of myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone.
And that's how the numbers came out. So when you're looking at it going, man, Detroit's got to sell this many, Nashville's got to sell this many, or Houma or whoever, that's their 2-month average. So the real goal here is rally yourself, take notes against yourself, and say, hey, all I have to do is I got to beat myself here. And if everybody on their team does that, you're taking the prize home.
So one thing that, and I'm gonna not pick on him, but I'm gonna talk about Malachi Sanders real quick. He's been really religious about sending me his Tally app screenshot, and he's got the doors knocked, doors pitched. He's got like 7 categories in there, and it's been interesting. He was in a rut, and we started kind of going back to the fundamentals and the basics, get me recordings, send me the tally apps, track this stuff. What's wild is he had a good week last week. Number wise, if you say, hey, I want to double those numbers. So if you're a rookie rep and you just got out there not too long ago and you sold 2 or 3 the week before, if you start tracking your doors knocked and pitches and the transitions, that's a big number on his that we're working on. You say, okay, I want to double that. We'll just go double all the other numbers. Like it's not magic. And can you do that? Absolutely, you can. Are you running from door to door? I know that sounds crazy. Are you like hustling? Like, are you sweating to death?
It's 2025, Dan. These kids are rolling around on Segways.
That's fine.
Running door to door anymore.
Then that's even less of an excuse, in my opinion, because you are zipping along. Increase those numbers. What's weird is those numbers, even with, I think Segways is a perfect example. We're working less hard, which is a good thing. We don't want you to be busting your balls out there like dying, but use the Segway to your advantage and just double that door count, double the pitch count, be faster at the job. Hey, that job took 40 minutes to sign up. Okay, sign it up in 30 minutes and gain that 10 minutes, So there's a lot of things that you can change if you'll evaluate them, but you don't know what to change if you're not evaluating. So get a tally app. That would be a huge thing during this competition, and then make it a game against yourself. Like, hey, I knocked 40 doors yesterday. I'm gonna knock 70 today. Like, you know what I mean? And then buy yourself something cool if you hit 70, and just change just a few metrics, and that will end up changing that number at the very bottom, which is total sold and installed.
Yeah,
that's the number we care
and that's
about.
always one of my favorite things about summer sales is, at the end of the day, you look at these numbers. All these offices are doing more week over week. Nashville, Lafayette, Homa, and Detroit all were at their 2-month average or beat it in the middle of August.
Yeah,
which is exciting.
Rare.
Yeah, no,
it's rare.
The guys that were out of the competition, if you look at it, the numbers were down just because they're out. So it is pushing guys, and ultimately that's making you more money. So use the pride, have your team win, but use that. So Saturday night, like I said, it came down close. Detroit was against Homa. Had a wonderful day out there at Homa. Shaquila with 5 installs. That's stinking awesome. Detroit barely snuck by with that. And then Nashville and Lafayette also was dang close. Nashville went on. So the winners bracket that are competing right now as you're watching this, Detroit and Nashville are going head to head. And then in our losers bracket, make sure you're paying attention to the bracket. We got Homa, Baton Rouge, and Lafayette. Next week, the dates will change a little bit on the bracket, so make sure you are paying attention to that. But keep pushing hard, and like I said, we hope some team has a really, really fun time at the end of the year.
Yeah, take the money and run, like they say.
Yeah. So it's August 18th, middle of August. There's guys going home for school, which that's also impressive. We've had a lot of guys have to go back to school at the non-LDS schools that start earlier. I don't know how the church gets away with starting so much later, but they do, which is great for summer sales. But
it's designed for summer sales.
It was designed for us. Thank you. No, what I'm saying though is our numbers haven't dropped. In fact, a lot of offices are selling more with less guys. So it just goes to show that the competitions are working, and it's awesome. So this time of year, there is a big extension. We are going to tease you with a incentive for September. Except Dan is telling me we're not teasing you with the September thing. So you will find out.
We can.
No, we're not going to tease it. We're going to get the details. You're going to find out tomorrow in your office. We're going to do a cool September incentive. But
reverse manipulation. What'd you just do?
No, I'm not doing that at all.
Man.
So what I was saying though is, Dan, it is mid-August. Guys are tired. They're working hard. Back-ends are around the corner. September 30th is the cutoff for back-ends. What advice would you have? Like, you just got pregnant with your 5th kid. So can you talk to us a little bit about how to finish strong? The summer sales.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I'm good at finishing, but that I am. And summer sales. I've always been hoe to the end of the row. And the main reason behind that is my why. I couldn't exactly say or pinpoint if it's because of how I grew up and didn't have much growing up and whatnot, in the way of opportunities and, other things. So I think I took this opportunity and just wanted to just squeeze every last ounce of juice out of it, that I could every summer, because I knew that once you're done, you start back over. And so you've already done, in my opinion, and again, I'm going to quote Caleb Harris here, but like, you get to make 75% of your money these last 25%. So for those that are already going home soon, this is it. You're in the last 25%. This is fourth quarter. This is it. The clock's ticking, and you can either be Mahomes, or you can be like Flacco or something. I don't know.
Flacco.
He's pretty good. I don't know who sucks. Derek Carr. So that's really what it comes down to. If for those that are extending in September, you're still 35% at the end of the summer. These are the days that are going to make that back end check different. These are the days that matter. Replacing bad accounts. Everyone's going to have bad accounts. Go replace them. Stop squabbling over them. Stop crying about them, and go do what you know how to do. And so you've already put in 75% of the effort. If you don't finish these last 25%, that back end check will look very, very different. And I've seen that. I've been very fortunate to have great leaders. I've never experienced that. I've never experienced the regret of like not pushing all the way, because Brad always was good about helping us push and seeing that vision and have that. But I have seen others die, and then their back end dies too with it. You have to finish strong. And it's game changing, guys, these back ends. So just to touch on this, the opportunity that you guys and we all get to have with this particular type of job is truly not game changing. It is life changing if you want it to be. There are very few people in this world that get a $20,000 deposit in their bank account, a $50,000 deposit, a $100,000 deposit. That's just very rare. And you can either blow it on a bunch of like kind of nothingness that doesn't have a lot of substance, or you can be really, really savvy and smart and ask some people. So as you prepare for those that are pushing super hard for those big fat back end checks, just check yourself and be sure that that money is getting allocated correctly. And it can change your life. Whether you do this for a couple more summers and you're done, that's awesome. We want that. I talk about Dustin Abbott all the time. I saw him the other day. Has his own landscaping company. Did it for 3 summers with us. And that was 10 years ago. He's never knocked a door since. Has a landscaping business. Lives a beautiful life with his wife and kids. They paid off their cars. Bought all his equipment in cash. Had the money to start up his business. And that's it. Sailed off into the sunset. Like kind of the true American dream. And it was because he saved this money, and then he had a why. He had a reason he was going to push so hard, use that money, and that's it. Like, I talked to him the other day. I'm like, so how long is the landscaping thing going to go? And he's like, oh, I'm just buying some more equipment. We're doing awesome. We're gaining accounts. He has 2 employees now, and just lives a really cool life because of it. So that's all I can say is if you don't have your why written down on your board, in your mirror and your phone and your iPad, and your van driver doesn't know about it, then it's not known and it's not going to happen. So just be respectful of the job, and the job will respect you back, and in the form of a really fat back end check. So
yeah, no, that's great advice. Looking at guys, typically you can tell everybody who's dialed in and knows their why because they're telling them, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. Do you listen to Nico Moon by chance?
Yeah.
He has that song, These Are the Days. He said that a couple times.
Yeah.
I was going to sing it, but
You
I'm not going to. So, yeah, no, I was actually talking to a gentleman, and he was telling me, which I agree with him. He was like, what's cool about your job is most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor or a school teacher, janitor. Like, if you make the money, you're going to spend it. So how our pay structure works, we make our money up front. A lot of guys spend it, unfortunately, throughout the summer. And then, yes, we have a fat back end to then take and do something with it. So that's I think, wonderful advice that you're giving there, Dan, because if you have a why, if you know what you're going to do with it, if you have a plan, hey, I'm making this money and I'm going to put it in a mutual fund. I'm going to put it in
Cardano.
baby.
Let's go.
Side note, little update. Our last podcast, it was 81 cents. We're currently sitting at 93 cents. I'm hopeful in 2 weeks we're over $1.20. That's my goal. If not, I'll eat some crow. But having an idea of what you're doing with it to where it'll grow, to where the doors you're knocking now will last forever. So great work though, guys. Like I said, I'm super proud with how you're finishing. It's inspiring to see how well everybody's doing. We have 133 people coming to Mexico. That is the update, which is awesome.
That's
I was going through seeing, wow, like so many people earned it. It's gonna be a wild back-end party trip. It's gonna be fun. So
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is awesome. So keep up the good work. Keep pushing hard. Like I said, pay attention to the dates. Don't get down. Don't be your worst enemy. Rally your team of, hey, we're small, so we have an advantage, or hey, we're giant, so we have an advantage. If we can get everybody to sell X amount, we win. So rally your team around it and push real hard to the end.
Let's make it happen. Evo Nation, love you guys. Proud of you.